Hello. God bless. Always good, always good. I guess every week I'm enthusiastic, but because it's a new and a fresh look, new and a fresh thing that the Lord has to say to us in this new coming Sunday. What we're looking at is, of course, July the 29th, the 17th Sunday in Ordinary Time. I think the motto of this Sunday is captured in the Psalm response. The hand of the Lord feeds us. He answers all our needs. Certainly, that summarizes the first, the Old Testament reading, and the third, the Gospel reading. Elisha tells the man who has come from Baal Shalisha, give it all to the people. And when they had eaten, there was some left over. That same thing happens with the Lord, with Jesus. There is a boy here who has 5 loaves in John's Gospel, chapter 6, verses 1 to 15. He has 5 loaves and 2 fishes. But what good are these for so many? Basically, Jesus says, don't worry. Trust in the Lord. And so they collected them after they had had their fill and filled 12 wicker baskets with fragments from the 5 barley loaves that had been more than they could eat. Such is the abundance and the generosity of the Lord. The hand of the Lord feeds us. He answers all our needs. What the Lord is calling upon us to do here is to grow into to be a spiritually minded person instead of having a worldly secular perspective, taking on a true God-centered perspective, outlook, or mindset. Will we see the Lord giving us the good things, all the good things that we have in our lives? The things that happen to us, the things that we even do for ourselves. The Lord works through us, and even in the good things we're able to produce for ourselves, those are radically speaking from the Lord. There's nothing that's truly good that isn't from the Lord Himself. He feeds us, fills us for all of our needs. The second thing that comes up here is the epistle from the Ephesians, chapter 4, verses 1 to 6. I think the idea here just follows right in line from the first issue, is that since God is our Father and feeds us, that means we are all members of the same family. We're brothers and sisters to one another because we are His sons and His daughters. Since He looks upon us as His sons and daughters, that gives us a relationship to one another, brothers and sisters. And in that second reading, Paul says, live in a manner worthy of the call you have received, to have God as Father, to be brothers and sisters to one another, bearing with one another through love. Jesus, in another place, calls us to bear a cross. Sometimes living with one another can be a cross. That's the truth. Living with people who love us, we love, sometimes can be a cross. Bearing with one another through love, so that we achieve oneness in the Lord. We become members of that enormous family that God our Father calls to be His own. We have one God and Father of all, living together with one Lord, one faith, one baptism that joins us to be His. God bless you.